Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network, and feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. And if you want to get your hands on one of the official Shooting Up North 30-ounce stainless steel hot and cold tumblers, send me an email at alliancepwnetwork at gmail.com. That's alliancepwnetwork at gmail.com. We've sold quite a few of these. We just shipped out a whole bunch of them today. They've been selling like hotcakes. So send me an email, alliancepwnetwork at gmail.com, and I will send you all the information on how you can own one of these absolutely beautiful official Shooting Up North 30-ounce stainless steel hot and cold tumblers, designed by Justin Donay. He did a fantastic job in designing this tumbler. Again, we shipped out a whole bunch of them today. So again, one more time, send me an email, alliancepwnetwork at gmail.com, if you want to get your hands on one of those tumblers. And of course, the official Shooting Up North t-shirt is available as well. Here on our YouTube channel, look to the top. You will see the Shooting Up North banner. Bottom right hand corner, click on that link. It'll say Shooting Up North merchandise. Click on that link, and will be taken to our store, and you can order a Shooting Up North t-shirt as well. Okay, so let's get into it. July 31st, starting at 6:05 p.m. at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium. It's going to be a huge, huge show. Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view will be available on Fight. And when they initially announced that Ric Flair was going to have his last match, initially I wasn't too excited. I was kind of worried. Ric Flair, 73 years old, uh, didn't really interest me at all. But man, oh man, they put together one hell of a show. Jim Crockett Promotions, Conrad Thompson, they put together one hell of an amazing pay-per-view show. Dare you call it a super show? There are so many promotions that are going to be represented on this show. Wrestlers from All Elite Wrestling, DD Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, AAA Wrestling from Mexico, MLW, NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, WWE, Ohio Valley Wrestling, Progress Wrestling, Future Stars of Black Label Pro. So you have so many promotions represented on the show. They all wanted to take part in Ric Flair's last match. And man, oh man, as I said, Conrad Thompson, Jim Crockett Promotions put together one hell of a card. It's basically a super show. I said, dare I call it a super show? It's basically a super show. So let's run down the matches. Let's run down the matches and do a little preview and prediction. So we start. It starts at 6:05 p.m., which is an ode to World Championship Wrestling, starting at 6:05 p.m. on TBS, the Super Station. I remember that well. Actually, I remember when Georgia Championship Wrestling was on at 6:05 p.m. On TBS. I remember living in East Meadow, Long Island. We had cable. We just got cable for the first time. We got WTBS. And I remember racing home every Saturday to get home before 6:05 to watch Georgia Championship Wrestling. And so show is the 6:05 start time is a tribute to Georgia Championship Wrestling and World Championship Wrestling, starting at 6:05 on Saturdays. So we have the Bunkhouse Battle Royal. On this one. We have a number of great talents involved in this one. It's going to be Adam Priest versus Big Damo from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Brian Myers, Impact Wrestling, Bully Ray, who's got a match coming up for NWA, Crimson, Crowbar, Gringo Loco, James Storm, Cal Hero, Commander, Ricky Shane Page, who's huge star in the indie scene, Sin Bodie, Wolfie D, and more wrestlers to be announced. This should be an absolutely wild, wild bunkhouse battle royal. Of course, last man remaining in the ring is the winner. I'm looking forward to Ricky Shane Page locking horns with Bully Ray, Brian Myers and Big Damo locking horns. There's James Storm is involved in the match as well. So this is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a wild, wild bunkhouse battle royal. But when all is said and done, I'm going with Bully Ray to be the last man in the ring. So I'm picking Bully Ray to win. Picking Bully Ray. My head's going with Bully Ray, but my heart wants Ricky Shane Page to win. So if Ricky Shane Page wins, it'll be a big win for Ricky Shane Page. I'll be very happy. But my brain is telling me Bully Ray is going to be victorious. So I'm going to go with Bully Ray to win that one. And then we have a singles match. Now, it was originally supposed to be Ren Narita versus Clark Connors. Clark Connors is out with an injury. Taking his place is Yuya Omura. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is our New Japan Pro Wrestling match. Let me tell you something about this match. Let me tell you something about this match. This match has the absolute chance of stealing the show, being the best match on the show. This match is going to be just fantastic, just fantastic. They have a huge. I actually I'm going to call it. This match is going to steal the show. 100%. Ren Narita was on excursion. I don't know if he's on excursion anymore. I think he's getting ready to head back to Japan. Yuya Omura currently on excursion from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Both absolutely fantastic talents. I love Ren Narita. I love Yuya Omura. And this is going to be an absolutely fantastic. It's going to be just fantastic, this match. I cannot wait for this one. I mean, Ren Narita versus Clark Connors would have been good, but I think Ren Narita against Yuya Omura is going to be that much better. That much better. This match is going to steal the show. I'm calling it right now. This match is going to steal a show. It's going to be a tremendous match. Great back and forth action, great hard hitting action. But when all is said and done in this absolutely fantastic, fantastic match, Ren Narita is going to be victorious, in my opinion. So Ren Narita over Yuya Omura in the match that, my opinion, is going to steal the show. Then we have an MLW match. It's going to be Davey Boy Smith versus Killer Kross. Battle of the Big Boys. Let me just check one quick thing. I want to make sure I got one thing. Yes, so it's this match is presented by MLW. Battle of the Big Boys, Killer Kross versus David Boy Smith, and this should be a terrific match as well. I don't know if they met each other. I'm sure they have. I can't remember David Boy Smith going one-on-one with Killer Kross, but Killer Kross, absolutely fantastic talent, as is David Boy Smith Jr. And when they lock horns, it's going to be like two bulls, running into each other. There's going to be a lot of big power moves in this one. There's probably going to be a test of strength in the beginning. There's probably going to be a lot of forearm exchanges in this one as well, and it's going to be a hard hitting affair. I don't know if it's going to necessarily going to be a long match. We're not going to see a 20, 25 minute, 30 minutes. This match could probably be under 10 minutes in my opinion. But I'm picking Killer Kross to win this one. But it should be a great match as well. It's going to be if it's following Ren Narita versus Yuya Omura, it's going to be a tough match. That's going to be a tough match to follow. But it should be a good one nonetheless, but when all is said and done, Killer Kross, I pick, will be victorious over Davey Boy Smith Jr. And then we have, give me 1 second. Then we have the tag team match, big tag team match. I think it's the first time these teams are ever meeting. I believe it's I can't recall when these two teams have met, but I think it's a safe bet to say that's the first time these two teams are meeting. It's going to be Major League Wrestling's MLW's the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross Von Erich. My opinion, they are the best tag team in MLW, taking on the Briscoes, Mark and Jay Briscoe. Now, initially, this was a MLW versus Impact Wrestling match. That was the tag on this one, but unfortunately, the Briscoes leaving Impact Wrestling, signing with Ring of Honor, so it's no longer being billed as MLW versus Impact Wrestling, which is unfortunate. But anyway, nonetheless, the match is going on. Nonetheless, Von Erichs against the Briscoes. This should be a fantastic match. As I said, the Von Erichs best tag team in MLW, in my opinion, of course, against one of the best tag teams of all time, the Briscoes. And this is the Briscoes are really going to be a huge test for the Von Erichs, just so we will see just how good the Von Erichs really are as they take on the Briscoes. I think it should be a very, very good match. I think the Von Erichs are going to prove that they're one of the top tag teams in the world today. I think they're going to go toe to toe with the Briscoes. Again, it's going to be a hard hitting affair. I think it's going to be some great action in this one. But when the smoke clears and the match is over, I'm going to go with the Briscoes. I'm picking the Briscoes, Mark and Jay Briscoe, to defeat Marshall and Ross Von Erich in an absolutely outstanding tag team match. Then we have, speaking of outstanding tag team matches, we have they're calling it a dream match, and it is a dream match. I think you could rightfully call this a dream match. It's going to be the Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Um, Man, just wow. This is going to be an outstanding. This match is going to be just fantastic. It's going to be just fantastic. This one's going to be pure fire all the way, start to finish. Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards against the Motor City Machine Guns. This is definitely going to be a dream match. Davey Richards, of course, with MLW. Eddie Edwards, Impact Wrestling. Motor City Machine Guns, Impact Wrestling. But it's hard to pick a winner in this one. The both teams are just fantastic, and it's going to be an outstanding match between both teams. I think the action of this one's going to be insane, especially down the stretch. I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say this match is going to be a draw. No, I don't. That's the easy way out. That's the easy way out. I can't take the easy way out. I gotta pick a winner. Um, I don't know. It's gonna be that's the Motor City Machine Gun. Well, Alex Shelley's got the Josh Alexander match coming up. I'm gonna go with the Wolves. I'm gonna go in an absolutely spectacular match. I'm going to go with the Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards to defeat the Motor City Machine Guns. That's what. Sorry about that. Got the phone call coming in. I should turn off the ringer. Okay. That's going to be a fantastic match. And let me just let them know that I can't take the call. Okay, there we go. It's gone. It's trying to call me again, but I'm doing podcasting. I can't talk when I'm doing podcasting. But yeah, so I'm going to go with the Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards to be victorious over the Motor City Machine Guns. But it should be just a spectacular match, especially down the stretch. My goodness, wow! This is going to be a great one, and it's good to see. We're seeing. Well, let's before I talk about MLW Impact Wrestling. Let's go on with the show, with the card. Then we have the Rock and Roll Express, Kerry Morton and Ricky Morton taking on the Four Horsemen. They're calling them the Four Horsemen. Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. I believe Arn Anderson is going to be in the corner of the Four Horsemen. I could verify that. Give me 1 second. Yes, Arn Anderson. Okay, so Robert Gibson's going to be in the corner of Kerry and Ricky Morton, and Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. Arn Anderson's going to be in their corner as well. So this one is going to be interesting. This is the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. My opinion, the greatest professional wrestling tag team of all time. Ricky Morton's can still go. Robert Gibson he's slowed down quite a bit, which is why he's going to be in the corner of the match, and Arn Anderson in the corner of Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. This should be a great one. Well, you know what? We're not going to call it a great one. We're going to call it a good one. It's going to be. I'm just saying great because I'm a big Ricky Morton fan. But I'm going to call it. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. But I'm gonna go with Kerry and Ricky Morton. Ricky Morton's probably going to roll up either Pillman Jr. or Brock Anderson. It's going to be a short match. I think Ricky Morton is in his 60s. So I don't think he can't go like he used to. Um, I, yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Rocker. I'm gonna go with Kerry and Ricky Martin. I'm sure Robert Gibson and Arn Anderson will get into it a little bit as well. But I'm gonna go with the Rock and Roll Express, Kerry and Ricky Martin, to be victorious in a very short match against Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. And then we have a four corners match. This is gonna be a very good one as well. Young professional wrestling prodigy, future AEW star. He's already signed with AEW, but he's so young he can't even compete with them yet. He has to be 18. Nick Wayne, great young talent. I think he's 17 now. It's going to be Nick Wayne versus Alan Angels, former AEW star Alan Angels, versus Jonathan Gresham versus Kansuke Takeshita. Sorry, I get his name. It's from DDT Pro. I hear so many pronunciations of his name, so it's tough to it's tough to determine what the right name is, and I'm how to pronounce his name properly. And I'm sure in the comments someone's going to correct me, and that's okay. That's okay. But this should be a fantastic four corners match. Four corners match. Um, uh, Yeah, I'm sorry, just checking one thing. I was just checking to see. I thought there might have been a change in this one for some reason, but no, there's no change in this match. So Angels versus Alan Angels, Jonathan Gresham, Kansuke Takeshita. I know I pronounced his name wrong. I apologize. And Nick Wayne. This should be an absolutely fantastic match. Tashita. Big fan of his. I think I pronounced his name three different ways already. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But I'm a big fan. I think he's absolutely fan. And it's going to be interesting to see if Jonathan Gresham competes in this one, because Jonathan Gresham did say that he's not wrestling anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see if Jonathan Gresham um, I personally, I think he's gonna be wrestling. I can't see him not wrestling anymore, and I'm sure he's gonna honor his commitment to this one. But this should be an excellent match. Four corners. When all is said and done, I'm going to pick. It's a tough one to pick. They might go with Nick Wayne, but I think they're gonna go with Tashita to win this one. So I'm gonna go with Kansuke Tashita, and I hope I got it right on the fourth try. I'm gonna go with him to be victorious in this four corners match. Um, four quarters match. Let me see. I want to see four corners, non-elimination, four corners. So there are typically no distinction between two terms. Non-elimination are the four-way known as fatal four corners. Okay, so I don't. I'm not sure if it's an elimination match. Um, some occasion. I just want to just see what kind of it's a four corners. Okay, it could be an elimination match. Maybe it's not, but nonetheless, when all is said and done, I'm gonna go with Kansuke. Kansuke, uh, I'm butchering his name again. I'm gonna go with Tashita to win this one. Okay, so then we have oh man, this next one is a AAA match, AAA promotion from Mexico. A four-way. It's going to be a four-way match. It's not going to maybe a four corners match is an elimination match. I don't know. Well, nonetheless, let's move on. So we got the four-way match. It's going to be Bandito versus Laredo Kid versus Ray Phoenix versus Tarus, all representing AAA. Although Tarus and Laredo Kid also signed with Impact Wrestling, but this should be an absolutely fantastic lucha libre match. All four of these talents are absolutely fantastic at what they do. Ray Phoenix also signed with AEW. Bandito making his debut in Chicago for Impact Wrestling in August. So this is going to be this match is going to be just fantastic as well. Just fantastic. So much talent in this match. Bandito, Ray Phoenix in this four-way match. We're going to see some high-flying big spots in this one. There's going to be lots of jumping off the top rope to the outside. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns in this one. In this one, there's going to be a lot of big spots in this one. Looking forward to this one. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This one's going to be pure fire as well. All wrestlers representing AAA in this one. But I'm going with Ray Phoenix. I love Ray Phoenix. I think Ray Phoenix is absolutely fantastic. Super talent. I can make a case for Bandito, but I'm going to go with Ray Phoenix to be victorious in this one in this 4-way match. Wow, but it's going to be absolutely fantastic. This one, this one I'm definitely looking forward to as well. And then we have a 3-way match for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Championship. The champion Jordynne Grace defending against Deonna Purrazzo and former Impact Wrestling star Rachael Ellering. Rachael Ellering, I'm not the biggest Rachael Ellering fan, but Grace and Purrazzo both fantastic talents. Not sure why Rachael Ellering got inserted into this. Well, actually, I do know why she got inserted into this match, so she can take the loss. Because Purrazzo is not going to take the loss, but Jordynne Grace is not going to take the loss because Jordynne Grace is going to be victorious in this one. So that's why she's got inserted in there, so she could take the loss. So Jordynne Grace, I'm going to say this is going to be a potentially great match. I know Grace and Purrazzo, when they mix up, is going to be absolutely fantastic. Rachael Ellering. Okay, I'm not. She's got talent, but I'm not the biggest Rachael Ellering fan. I'm sorry, Rachael Ellering. But when all is said and done, I think this should be a very, very good match. But Jordynne Grace is not dropping the title. I think Jordynne Grace will be victorious, and she will pin Rachael Ellering to retain the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Championship. And then we have the Impact Wrestling World title on the line. The Impact Wrestling World Champion Josh Alexander defending the belt against MLW superstar Jacob Fatu. My God. My goodness. This match is going to be absolutely pure fire, absolutely fantastic. It's going to be just fantastic, this one. Holy smoke. Josh Alexander against Jacob Fatu. I mentioned that Ren Narita and Yuya Uemura have a chance. I think they're going to steal the show with their match. But Josh Alexander and Jacob Fatu, they're going to be very, very close. If another match is going to steal the show, it's definitely Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. And this is a great match. Big Josh Alexander fan, a fresh challenge for Josh Alexander, and it's an MLW megastar, Jacob Fatu, former MLW World Heavyweight Champion. Jacob Fatu. And this is going to be a lights out, fantastic match. Hard hitting. Both guys, both Alexander and Fatu are tremendous talents. You could make arguments that you can make an argument for Josh Alexander being one of the best wrestlers in the world, and you can make the argument for Jacob Fatu as being one of the best wrestlers in the world as well. And they're going to go toe to toe in this one. This is going to be a long match. I hope this match goes on like 30, 35, 40 minutes. For me, this is the real main event of the show. This is the real main event of the show for me. Josh Alexander defending against Jacob Fatu, the Impact Wrestling World Championship on the line against an MLW megastar. For me, this is the main event of the show. It's not the official main event, but for me, it's my main event. And they're gonna be going back and forth. This is gonna be just. This match is gonna the match that's gonna be. They're gonna blow the roof off the building. Put it that way. They're gonna blow the roof off the building. Put it that way. This is how good this match is gonna be. I don't think Josh Alexander is going to lose, but it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting. It'll make a terrific storyline. I think if Jacob Fatu somehow comes out of this match as the Impact Wrestling World Championship, as an Impact Wrestling World Champion, I think it'll be a terrific twist. I think it'll be a great storyline. He takes the belt back to MLW, and Josh Alexander chases him in MLW for the Impact Wrestling World title. Then Jacob Fatu shows up on Impact Wrestling. I think there'll be such great potential there if that happened, but I don't see Josh Alexander dropping the belt to Jacob Fatu. As exciting as it could be, storyline wise, and it could be the start of a real MLW Impact Wrestling working relationship. I think we're going to see a working relationship between the two, and this is just a tip of the iceberg here of what we're seeing. There's a few matches where MLW and Impact are working together, but if like a full-fledged relationship were to happen, I think it would be fantastic. And like if Jacob Fatu ends up as the Impact Wrestling World Champion, wow, that would be that'll be nuts. That'll be nuts. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. In an outstanding match, hard hitting, toe to toe, lights out match here. I'm going to pick Josh Alexander to retain the Impact Wrestling World Championship. Okay, and then the actual main event. For me, that was the main event. But then the actual main event, it's going to be Ric Flair and Andrade El Idolo, AEW star against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. And this is going to be billed. This is not going. It's billed as Ric Flair's retirement match. No, initially they couldn't find an opponent. Initially, they were looking for opponents for Ric Flair in this one. Initially, they wanted I believe, let me pull this up here. I believe it was Ricky Steamboat and the Rock and Roll Express. Let me see the initial match that they wanted. I think the initial match that they wanted was Ricky Steamboat and the Rock and Roll Express against Ric Flair and FTR. That was the initial match that they wanted as the main event, but Ricky Steamboat actually turned them down. Rightfully so. And I mean, the story there would have been Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat. They wrestled each other like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times over the course of their careers, and every single match was like a 4 or 5 star match. And they were like the perfect opponents for each other. And Ric Flair has stated in the past many times that Ricky Steamboat was his greatest opponent. So that's what they were going for. They wanted Ric Flair and FTR against Ricky Steamboat and the Rock and Roll Express, but Ricky Steamboat turning it down, saying that him and Ric Flair won't be able to go like they used to, and it just wouldn't be good. So he turned it down, and it became Ric Flair and Andrade El Idolo against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Now, Andrade is Ric Flair's son-in-law. Andrade married to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is going to be in attendance. Don't think she's going to be allowed to be on camera at all, but she's going to be in attendance. And Jay Lethal has history with Ric Flair, as actually was training Ric Flair for this match. And WWE's Jeff Jarrett, he's not wrestling, but he's part of the WWE promotion. And so Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett versus Ric Flair and Andrade. This match will be okay. This match is all about Ric Flair. They did a obviously it's about Ric Flair, but they did a segment where Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett attacked Ric Flair in a parking lot and bloodied him. I don't think they needed to do that. They don't need to sell the match. I mean, Ric Flair's last match, that line right there, that's selling the match. People are coming out to see Ric Flair's last match. They don't necessarily care if Ric Flair's going to get revenge on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. They didn't have to put that revenge. It's not about revenge. It's about respect, in my opinion. I mean, they bloody Ric Flair. I mean, when the match is over, are they going to shake hands after the match? I mean, this is Ric Flair's last match, right? So, and we're going to see that's what I'm saying. They're gonna shake hands. So it's about respect. This match, not revenge. The whole revenge storyline isn't. I don't think it's going to increase. I don't think people want to see. Oh, Ric Flair's gonna get revenge on Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. People are saying, I want to go. It's Ric Flair's last match. That's the whole. That's the whole. That's the storyline on this one, right? So now this one's going to be interesting. Ric Flair, 73 years old. You know, he's been training. He's going to come out. He's going to do the woos, and he's going to do the chops. He's going to get the woos when he does the chops. And he says he's going to do the spot where he goes to the top of the turnbuckle and he gets tossed off. He did it. I saw he was practicing that with Jay Lethal. That's fine. He said he wants to do a dive to the outside, but Charlotte Flair told him not to, and so I think they're not going to do that. But Ric Flair is going to do whatever. It's going to do the best he can in the ring. Again, it's his Ric Flair legendary career. Career began December 10th, 1972, which was coincidentally my 3rd birthday. I was born December 10th, 1969. So on December 10th, 1972, Ric Flair made his pro wrestling debut. And now on July 31st, 2022, Ric Flair is having his last match. And again, we're going to get the Ric Flair moves. We're going to get probably a figure 4. He's probably gonna get the figure four on Jay Lethal and or Jeff Jarrett, and one of them will tap out. So he's going to get the win for his team for sure. But we're gonna get Ric Flair one more time. We're gonna get the, like I said, the woos and the chops. We're gonna get it one more time, and it should be a good one. It's not gonna be a great one. It's not gonna be a great one in my opinion. I think the fans are gonna be pumped for this one. They're gonna be behind Ric Flair. They're gonna be happy to see him in the ring again, and I mean, I think the crowd's going to go nuts for this one. But because of Ric Flair, I think everything Ric Flair does, I think the crowd's going to just erupt, in my opinion. And when all is said and done, Ric Flair and Andrade will be victorious. Ric Flair will get the win for his team. I think either by a figure four or a roll up or something, or Ric Flair would cheat to win a lot. Maybe he'll cheat to win. He'll hold the trunks. So either Jay Lethal or Jeff Jarrett's trunks to get the victory. But Ric Flair is going to get the victory for his team. And it'll be Ric Flair's last match. And I think when this match is over, I think all the wrestlers involved on the show are going to come out to the ring to pay tribute to Ric Flair one more time, and expect Ric Flair to cry. I hope Ric Flair doesn't bleed in this one. I mean, we don't need to see Ric Flair bleed. I know he was bloodied in the attack, and the unnecessary attack, in my opinion, by Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. A lot of people agree with me. I'm sorry, disagree with me. People online were saying, "Oh, the attack makes me want to see the match now." You mean you didn't want to see the match? You didn't want to see Ric Flair's last match? Well, you know what? I do have to say I wasn't. I don't want to contradict myself. When I did start off the podcast, I did say I wasn't really interested in the match, and I'm still not really interested in that match. I'm interested in the whole show, so I just want to clarify that. I'm more interested in the matches that they booked for the undercard of the show. But what I was saying is people coming out to see Ric Flair's last match and not coming out to see Ric Flair getting revenge on anybody. So I didn't think that attack was necessary. But again, Flair, Andrade to be victorious, obviously, in this one. And I do hope it is Ric Flair's last match. I hope he doesn't get the itch again. He said he's being offered a lot of money to wrestle after this show. He says he's not going to do it. But you never know. You never know with the Ric Flair, right? He could be wrestling till he's 92. But yeah, I believe this will be his last match. But the main event should be okay. It's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be a 5-star match, but it'll be a crowd pleasing match. So we'll put it that way. All right, so there you go. So that's Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view, my preview and predictions. Again, July 31st at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium. It was initially at the fairgrounds, but the demand for tickets were so high that they moved it to the Nashville Municipal Auditorium. Holds over 9,000 people, I believe. So that's pretty cool. But it should be a great show. A great show. The undercard is just absolutely stellar. And this is the one I'm looking forward to. This is one I am looking forward to. I'm gonna have company over though on Sunday, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch it on Sunday. I'm gonna have to probably catch it on another day. But yeah, it should be a terrific show. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be on Fight TV. Okay, so that's it. That's my preview and predictions for the Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view. I'm watching the news. Anything breaks, I'll be back. And don't forget, if you want to get your hands on the official Shooting Up North Hot and Cold Tumblr, send me an email to alliancepwnetwork@gmail.com, and I'll send you all the information you need to get your hands on one of these. Okay, so anything breaks, I'll be back. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.